Wow, wow, wow! This plant is wowing us every single day, every year. This is a plant that just started growing here in the old field, I'm sure by bird droppings or mammal droppings. And this is climbing rose, sometimes called prairie rose, but climbing rose certainly seems to be the best descriptor, because this whole pod in our old field is now filled with climbing rose. It is sending up all of these canes. I'm not sure if you actually call them canes in a rose like in blackberries and whatnot. So we'll say shoots. Look at all these shoots coming off, these long reaching shoots, just looking for somebody to lay across and then climb up. So we're going to walk just a little bit over, and I'm going to try to give you an idea of the scale of this rose. So you can see this is a big mix of plants in here. Cut plant and elm and climbing rose and dogwoods, and then trees in the background. Bigger trees, I should say, since there's a lot of trees in here. Look at this though. We're in this video only seeing maybe 1/10 of this rose, maybe, because it goes all the way over, all the way, and it keeps going. And then look right here, you can see how the climbing happens. They just send out those shoots, and then they eventually lay over a branch, and then they just keep doing that over and over. And it really makes this whole pod super enchanting. And pollinators seem to like this rose. And later, the hips will provide food for all kinds of other life. And talk about beauty in all of the forms. So we're managing this whole pod here for the climbing rose. We want it to just keep taking over, growing on top of all these other plants, because they seem to coexist very well. Look at that, the cut plant and then the climbing rose going up into an ash. It really is quite a beautiful plant. So we recommend letting climbing rose grow everywhere you can. And if you're working on invasives, be very careful you don't mix it up with multiflora rose, because sometimes they're white and they look more similar. So be very careful, because you want to do everything you can to protect this native, beautiful, beneficial rose.